What's going on, everybody? My name is Coaster Floyd, coming at you guys for a very different thing for this channel here. So, for the most part, you might have seen me do news, some vlogs up at Six Flags Over Texas and other parks, but you haven't gotten a top 10 of my opinion on coasters. So that's what I'm going to give to y'all. I am going to give y'all, which will be for my opinion based only, my top 10 favorite coasters at Six Flags Over Texas. So anyway, so coasters at Six Flags Over Texas have been having a very popular mix of attractions that really does improve Six Flags Over Texas throughout its whole history timeline. Whether if it's in the 70s for Big Ben, whether if you go into the 80s for a classic wooden coaster like Jet Scream, and then you go into the 90s with a record-breaking Texas Giant. And all those coasters have been very revolutionized throughout the entirety of the roller coaster industry throughout SFOT. So as what I'm going to be doing with you all today, I'm going to give y'all my top 10 favorite coasters, that is my opinion based only, at Six Flags Over Texas. So without further ado, let's get started. Number 10, La Vibora. So La Vibora is a kind of bobsled coaster that is very rare and not that much has not been around in the United States. Unfortunately, the coaster that we've gotten, like La Vibora, has been a relocated one being from Six Flags Magic Mountain, and being themed as an Olympic-style coaster. So every time I usually go on La Vibora, I always think that this has been a jackhammer. Like, it's been very rough, it ain't smooth, it is very uncomfortable at some parts. But the last time I actually rode in La Vibora, I didn't find it half bad. I think it only depends on what seat that you sit in, but if you sat in the wrong seat, then you're going to get a very bad ride, regardless. But to me, do you think that coaster is bad from my opinion? Now? I don't think it is, really. Like, it only depends on what seat that you sit in, but if you sit in a very bad seat, you're going to get a very bad ride, and it's going to give you a headache for the majority of the time. So to me, for La Vibora, to me, it's just been mixed for me. So that's why I put it on my number 10, because it's just been in the mixed bag for me throughout the majority of the time. So that's all that I'm going to give for La Vibora. On to the next one. Number 9, Batman the Ride. So Batman the Ride, the last coaster to be released in the 1999 season, concluding the 90s season, of course, has, of course, a B&M Batman clone. And it has really shaped up the whole Gotham City area very well. Like, you get Mr. Freeze on one side, and it's my computer, I'm so sorry about that. But anyway, so with Batman the Ride and Mr. Freeze between each other, you get a very iconic look at Gotham City. Like, whenever you're walking into the area, it's just so very iconic. I actually really love it. So, but for my ride experience, just like La Vibora, it's just mixed. You get a bad ride, like, whenever, like, you just gotta know how to ride it properly. Like, to me, I've been putting my head out, that way I won't get head banging on the arm over the shoulder restraints. That's it. So I've been doing it like that, and I haven't gotten a bad ride ever since. I think it's just only depending on how well you do your ride on. I like to do mine in the front because it is, like, every time I usually ride in the front, my legs always get so forceful and stuff like that. I don't know how that's normal, but again, it's just a pretty fun factor within G-Force and stuff like that. It is among one of the first B&M inverts to ever come across through the Six Flags chain. Of course, the very first one being at Six Flags Great America. And so, yeah. But to me, though, I still find Batman the Ride an enjoyable B&M invert. Is it smooth? No. Is it rough? You bet. So, anyway, Batman the Ride, it's still a fun ride, but you just gotta watch out how you ride it, though. So, Batman the Ride's done. Next number. Next number. Number 8, Mini Mine Train. So, the Mini Mine Train is a ride right next to the Runaway Mine Train, which is the world's first tubular steel roller coaster. And knowing for how much of the popularity that the Runaway Mine Train had, they decided to put in a new coaster, which is, I think, from the same manufacturer, I believe. Yeah, so the Mini Mine Train, for everyone's opinions, the Mini Mine Train is pretty much the better mine train than Runaway Mine Train. Well, a lot of people have been saying this is it doesn't add into the whole bumpiness, like whenever you're sitting down going through some twists and turns and stuff like that. On Mini Mine Train, they're a bit smoother, and it just doesn't kill you a lot. So, yeah, for the ride that used to be over at Mini Mine Train, it was a very old observation tower called the Skyhook. Ever since the Skyhook was around, it was around before the oil derrick came around. Yeah, ever since that got taken out, there was an idea that they decided to put in a smaller version of the mine train and then put it right next to the original. So that actually worked out really well. So a lot of people actually give a lot of love for for Mini Mine Train, but the same for Mini Mine Train. Still a fun ride. Don't usually ride it that often, but it's still a fun ride. On to the next number. Number 7, Judge Roy's Scream. So Judge Roy's Scream, a lot of people have mixed things about that ride. It has been a bit bumpy, a bit sketchy, you know. Not really sketchy, but it's an old Woody. You gotta give respect. It was made in 1980, built and designed by Bill Cobb, and it is historic. So a lot of people tend to not like that ride because of the roughiness of the nature of the attraction. I really don't mind it at all. I love rough wooden coasters. Rough wooden coasters are literally the best thing ever, unless if it's the original Texas Giant. So anyway, I love the history behind Judge Roy's Scream. Bill Cobb being one of those people who loves to build out and back wooden coasters, and Judge Roy's Scream became a Six Flags landmark, became an all-time classic. And I actually still love that ride today. Yeah, even though a lot of people don't seem to like that ride so much, it just still gives in a lot of good people to come in and enjoy everything for what it's meant to be. And it is still among one of my favorite wooden coasters in Texas. And the top pick being Texas Stingray at SeaWorld San Antonio. So anyway, yeah, Judge Roy's Scream, I love that wooden coaster. I think it is so nostalgic, so old-fashioned, an amazing wooden coaster. So anyway, that's my number 7 pick. That's my thoughts on Judge Roy's Scream. On to the next number. Number 6, Runaway Mine Train. So Runaway Mine Train is the very first, like I said, very first tubular steel roller coaster. So, built in 1966. Just the nostalgia factor. I love that ride. So old, that is so fantastic. Yeah, it has a pretty good queue, and you go through a saloon. It has a lot of good airtime going down the saloon, and it's the first roller coaster to go down through underwater. And it is such a fun factor for this ride. Even though not a lot of grown-ups would actually tolerate that ride. Like, there's 3 lift chains on that ride where it goes boom. Yeah, that kind of affects a lot of people's backs. Like, not a lot of people find that pretty smooth, but like I said back on Jetway Scream, it is a classic. Built in 1966, it is American Coaster Enthusiast certified landmark, and I love that ride. It is such an amazing landmark, and of course I go ride it every time I go. I love it. I really love that coaster, and that's why it is a close pick for number 6, but the next number y'all are going to be very controversial about. Number 5, the Joker. Okay, spam me all you'll want in the comment section. Okay, so really what I love about the Joker is because, one, that was my first 4D free fly coaster ever ridden before I went and rode it at San Antonio and Fiesta, Texas. But one of the things I really love about the Joker is the unpredictable nature of the ride. Like, you get a different ride every time. And every time I actually try to ride it, I always tend to get nervous because I do not know what I am going to get, what ride I'm going to get and stuff like that. But with the Joker, I actually think I love how it fits so well in the Gotham City area of the park. Even in the new area, when it's basically a street carnival area. But anyway, I love how the nature of the ride goes. How you go through unpredictable spins, unpredictable inversions, and yeah, everything else. And I am actually a big fan of those 4D free fly coasters. So anyway, spam me all you want. Yeah, but just don't do it too harshly though. But anyway, on to the next one. Number 4, Shockwave. So anyway, Shockwave. Oh, it is such a fantastic roller coaster. Yeah, Shockwave is among one of the best Schwarzkopf coasters in the world. Like, fantastic. Best airtime on the ride, whether if you're in the back seat, and oh my gosh, those 2 loops, they're so forceful every time you go through them. So good. Oh my gosh. Like, in the back seat, I totally recommend y'all go to the back seat on that ride. Like, you get some wicked airtime going down those 2 hills after you go down the first drop. Wow. Yeah, it packs it a punch. Like, that ride came out in 1978. That old. That is so good. Oh boy. One of my favorite rides in the park. That is a phenomenal roller coaster. So old, but so fantastic. That's why I would actually put it on my number 4 spot. And yeah, it is amazing. So I would absolutely recommend y'all go check it out. So we're about to enter my top 3. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Number 3, Mr. Freeze Reverse Blast. So Mr. Freeze Reverse Blast, I'm pretty sure y'all know what it is. Runs 2 trains, 0 to 70 miles per hour in less than 3 seconds. Go through a top hat, inverted top hat. But oh my gosh, if you sit in the back row, I beg y'all to go back there. It is that insane, but much more wicked. So anyway, the back seat on Mr. Freeze, it's wicked fast. Like, it's nuts. It is insane. And that one time I actually ridden Mr. Freeze. I'm pretty sure y'all might have saw it in one of the last vlogs I've done. I have done a number of amounts of marathon rides on Mr. Freeze. I even got the train all to myself. That doesn't just happen. I actually got to train all to myself. I love it. That coaster, every time, packs in a punch with 0 to 70 miles per hour speed. Fantastic. Yeah, and that actually puts in my number 3 ranking for Mr. Freeze. On to my number 2. Number 2, Titan. So yeah, Titan, the world's tallest, fastest, longest roller coaster in the state of Texas. Wow. So fantastic. Again, I would always ride Titan every time I go to the park. Every time I go. It packs at a punch, and even whenever you're sitting in the back row, those helixes tend to gray you out so much. But on those bottom helixes after the brake run, whoa, yeah, oh boy. I think those helixes have to be my favorite part of the entire ride because a lot of G-force, though, it tends to get you there. So good. It's just unbelievable. And of course, the first drop is always going to be the best part. It's the highlight of the entire ride. Yeah, built in 2001, manufactured by Giovanola, went out of business after that. The other ride, which is called Goliath, up at Six Flags Magic Mountain, been on it. Love Titan even more, better than Goliath. But anyway, so good. Just an amazing hyper coaster that we got here. So, anyway, my number 1, I'm pretty sure you already know. It is the New Texas Giant. So, anyway, yeah, first hybrid roller coaster from Rocky Mountain Construction. It was the prototype of the Iron Horse track, like you've seen on Iron Rattler, Twisted Colossus, Twisted Cyclone. Any more of them are now all around the world. And the New Texas Giant was the one to start it all. The New Texas Giant, go to the back seat. It is fantastic. The overbank turns, the drops, and everything else, phenomenal. It is a long ride. It's a work of art. It is the one that started the whole thing. And wow. Yeah, and if I were to recommend a train, go for the red one. The red one's the fastest. You will not regret it. And go to the back. Go to the back row. Such a phenomenal spot on the ride. Whether you're looking for ejector time, it's fantastic. Yeah, it is a fantastic ride. So that is my top 10 favorite coasters from Six Flags over Texas. Are there anything from the rides that I talked about that I was missing? Are there any rides that you wish that I put in the top 10? Let me know in the comment section below. And stay tuned for this weekend, as I will be back at Six Flags over Texas for Lone Star Coaster-thon. So anyway, I will be back at Coaster-thon at Six Flags over Texas on August 27th to the 28th. And if y'all are going, stop by and say hi to me. I'll be there all weekend, and I am really enjoying to see a lot of the fans who go to the park. And if you'll see me wandering around the park, stop by and say hi. I won't mind. So anyway, that's it for this rankings video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. And so anyway, yeah, that'll be my only video that I will give to y'all until Lone Star Coaster-thon. And one more thing I should mention. For my Lone Star Coaster-thon vlogs, should I split the Coaster-thon videos into 2 parts, or should I put it into 1 video? What do y'all want me to do? And put y'all's thoughts in the comment section below, and without further ado, y'all have a good day. Y'all have a good night. Whatever y'all are watching it, y'all have a good day. And coaster on. And coaster on. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, whatever. So anyway, so y'all have a good day. Have a good night. Wherever you are watching it. So y'all have a good day. What am I doing? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just messing up a lot. So thank you for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, and comment below of what y'all want me to do next. So anyway, I am not going to do this again. See you later, and I'll see you all at Coasterthon. Bye-bye!